Wow, 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 wow. Ladies and gentlemen, lovers of my day, my story. There's a big story going on right now, one that is raging like out of this trash to, oh yeah, big English. Uh, Out of this world, let me put it that simply. Um, I am so glad to let you know that we are having the best view of our podcast. Glad to have the best episode of My Day, My Story, which actually turns out to be your day, your story. So, you're asking me, why is it that, oh, par excellence, why is it that you're saying this is the best episode so far? Because last week we talked about a big name, Iluyomade. Iluyomade, and because I am an Ondo guy, I have to just take that to the next level. You know, someone very important to me called. That person said, I have a comment. And I was like, okay, why didn't you just put it on the comment section? But that person, I'm not going to say who he or she is. Yes, they said, oh, look at the situation. Oh, don't make too many comments. Oh, but me, I have no dog in this fight. This fight of Iluyomade versus RCCG, the Redeemed Christian Church of God. I don't have a fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. Oh, but here it is. As a podcaster, one who is well connected to the Ondo Ekimogun, uh, Ondo Ekimogun association and community and Omandomie and all of those things matter in this thing that we're calling the Iluyomade and RCCG imbroglio. So let us dig into this. Okay. What happened is that Iluyomade, according to the last time that we talked about him, was still in the process of is he going to be suspended or is he going to resign? Nobody knew. You know, um, but then everything has happened though. Everything has happened. Pastor Iluyomade has resigned from RCCG City of David. And if you all heard my last episode, if you haven't heard it, please, if you haven't listened to it, if you haven't watched it, go to MC Par Excellence, My Day, My Story. And then you will hear all about it. Now, there are so many reasons that I got interested in this story. First of all, I have the um, human interest angle on this story because Iluyomade is an Ondo name, and I told you last week, and I'm going to repeat it, that is a global name. Iluyomade, how many of them do I know? If I start counting, we will be here till tomorrow. Odo wala Odo wala dojuima. You know something? So that is not even the issue right now. The issue is that there are so many things involved in this òyìnbó lílé àwọn èèmọ̀ tó fẹ́ sọ yìí imbroglio, the fight, the fracas that is going on right now. There is Baba Adeboye, there is transfer, which is like human resources. There is church members, the ones who have been the parishioner at City of David for 30 years, that this gentleman and his wife, a co-pastor, have been managing City of David. And then let's not forget, there is dollar, there is naira, there is money, there is leadership involved in all of this. So let me say this. Um, how is this going to end up? Guess what? The end has shown itself. Here are a few reasons that the end has shown itself. Pastor Iluyomade has finally resigned from the RCCG family. In other words, he was transferred to Ebutemeta and he was like, hey, I'm not going to do Ikoyi to Ebutemeta or whatever the reasons are. And it's out there on the internet. How did this family matter get into the uh, internet and how everybody is Okuti wọ́n sì ní kí ló ṣe ń pè o Okuti wọ́n sì gbogbo ẹsẹ̀ ó ń jáde. Now everybody's talking about this situation. This is even bigger than the election in Nigeria. Yeah, I said that. Hey, I just have to throw that in. So, the name Iluyomade is big, oh, I'm telling you. But that does not matter at this particular point. If KG Iluyomade, Soji Iluyomade, another pastor that my sister worked with in the capacity of a child care provider way back, like in the early 20s, like over 24 years ago, is listening to this, you will see how the Iluyomades are very well connected. And so we're going to take sides, but only God knows exactly how to make this situation go away and go away peacefully. Like right now, I'm thinking, how is Pastor Iluyomade feeling? Like, I have worked for this religious organization for 30 years. If I'm retiring, no, resigning, am I going to get any benefits? Where will those benefits accrue from? Is RCCG, City of David, or the whole organization going to pay me what my retirement deserves? Or is it that, now that's another thing that I want to bring in. Is it that I'm just going to retire and not have an income? How is it going to be? You know, I know that as a human being, as a young man, well, whatever it is that you count me to be, I will say that all these things are going through his mind right now. So, Iluyomade name, gbajumo bí Isaana Eleta, Soji Wayne, Colonel Iluyomade, Shade ni Iluyomade now, and Adeduro, and all the people who know Iluyomade, the patriarch, right there, ni Ododibo, GB Olivan, Abi MacIver, I grew up in Ondo. So this has a very soft spot for me. I'm not going to lie about that. because many people will say, kilo de tó ń dá sí, kilo kan nínú ẹ̀. You know, but I'm just going to say I am an Ondo person. Èdè sí Ondo yóò jẹ́ pé fọ́fi iṣẹ́ ìgbè lítẹ̀. That is where all this comes in. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is your one and only MC par excellence, putting his mouth into this thing. You know, I want you all to think about it. If you have labored, worked for an organization for as long as Pastor Iluyomade has worked for Redeemed Christian Church of God, and then one day, because there was a little misstep, whatever, let us work it out. Let there be peace. Let us find out how we can get to that middle ground. That is what people do. But again, when it comes to money and Naija, ọ̀rọ̀ náà máa le gan ni, á ní bí ṣùkẹ́, you know. And then after so many years, parishioners are there, Lekki and Ikoyi and all the big names, all the big wigs have been involved. And now we're talking about religion. Religion is as popular in Nigeria as the air that we breathe. You know, every corner has a church. Let's just be sincere. Let us be frank. Let us just put it all out there. Every corner in Nigeria has, every street corner has a church. And the leader of that church matters, because Uche Awana Jada Shega, now I'm Ondome Sobeyo, Nifi Shebo àwọn religious leaders. Why? You know, the Nigerian worshippers actually worship the leaders, the physical leaders. You know, how about knowing that God has a way of making the one that he wants to lead become the leader? Remember the story of David in the Bible. You know, everyone else in his generation was almost chosen, but the prophet said, there is one left that you have not chosen, that I don't even know. David was still in the field, right? Trying to just do his father's bidding. And then that prophet said, let that person come to the father's house so that we can choose him. And when he arrived, the oil of anointing was placed on him, was poured on him. And that was how David, the man after God's own heart, was chosen. I'm not trying to put Pastor Iluyomade in that kind of space, but I'm thinking, you know, you know, after 30 years, if there's a misstep, if the party by Dr. Shiju Iluyomade was too extravagant, but let me not forget to, yes, there was that issue of Dr. Herbert Wigwe of blessed memory, dying in a helicopter crash. A week before Dr. Shiju Iluyomade's 60th birthday bash. Unfortunately, the way I look at it is the table has been set. She had no control over it. And, the party went on. So, who are we to blame? All I want to say right now in this podcast is to let us see how we can find a middle ground. But that train has left the station. There is no way now to find a middle ground. If it was still in the discussion phase, maybe uh, Baba Enoch Adeboye, the GO of Redeemed Christian Church of God, globally, could have called this son, Pastor Iluyomade, and said, how are we going to do this? It's all about public relations. Somebody built a church or was the leader of that church for 30 years. I find a way to let it all quiet down, let the dust settle and move on from there. But me, myself, I'm just saying it. Church politics is even worse than national politics. It is what it is. But I will just prefer that someone who has given 30 years of his life to a congregation, or not even just to a congregation, to a religious organization, RCCG, Redeemed Christian Church of God, will be considered, and there will be a middle ground so that it will not sound like it's a political situation. Say if it's APC versus what's that other group? Yeah, PDP. Yes, APC versus PDP, because now one pastor was posted to where Pastor Iluyomade used to be, which is City of David. And now, what I'm hearing, and I'm hearing it from parishioners, is that wherever he goes, we will follow. You know, how how does that sound about an organization that calls its name by the name of God? Let us find a way to get all this in order. That is just my take. And because I said earlier that I am an Ondo person, I'm not going to deny that, through and through. I just want to tell you, because according to the name of this podcast, My Day, My Story. One story that I'm going to tell you about my past weekend, this last weekend, because my executive producer said we should have a recording every Tuesday without fail. So this past weekend, I went to an Ondo event, and not just an Ondo event, one that was spearheaded by a big church in Hyattsville, Maryland. I just want to give kudos to all people all the people who are part of Fountain of Hope, FOHUS2. I tell you, by the grace of God, I was chosen as the master of ceremony, the MC for that event, and it was a beautiful event. The President Emeritus, Baba Akinkugbe, I thank you. You were part of that. You were part of that organization, and people came from all over the place. I'm sorry I don't have the program with me here. I could have mentioned names, but everyone made me feel so comfortable. It was a wonderful event, and not Messiah Parish, uh, of which Ola Famuyiwa is a big part of that, is going to get into the Fountain of Hope for US this next week. I thank you all for taking in this episode of My Day, My Story. Well, your host, MC par excellence, that you all know as Erickson Lasson, is going to just sign off right now. Look forward to the next event that is coming up. I have one lined up by the special grace of God for August 17th. You all mark your calendars because Ondo Unity Forum in the Americas is going to be hosted by none other than Infinity Club in Washington, D.C. Keep your ears trained to the next big news about that organization. God bless you. And but before I sign off, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Okay, for that August 17th event, there is a huge Ondo-centric musician. I will not mention her name. Oh, my goodness. I said I will not mention her name. But, hey, maybe in next episode, I will mention her name. And that is the news coming to you. God bless you. Thank you for watching. And we'll take it on next week as long as God makes it possible. Ciao. God bless you.